spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man. In the chill of night, at the scene of a crime, like a streak of light, he arrives just in time. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Welcome fame, he's ignored. Action is his reward to him. Life is a great big bang. Wherever there's a hang, you'll find a Spider-Man.
Hello everybody out there, and welcome back to another showcase and review here with The Future. I want to thank all my friends and subscribers as always for tuning in and watching, and if it is your first time and you like what you see here in the video, please click subscribe and I'd appreciate it. Send me an invite. I always accept friend invites and always enjoy getting them. So let's get on to the review. As you can see here in front of me, I have Toxic Blast Venom, Superposable Spider-Man, Air Assault Hobgoblin, and Power Charge Rhino from the Spider-Man 3 3/4 inch Fiercest Foes line by Hasbro. It was launched in 2010. I did a review on these before, and if you haven't seen it, there were a couple figures in this line that I really wanted to get a hold of because they are prominent villains. I wanted to get a hold of the prominent villains. After I picked these up, I realized that having all the prominent villains would be a very cool addition to my figure collection. These guys look really good next to the Marvel Universe figures. Out of the package, they are aimed more towards children and are not up to the par of what people expect from the Marvel Universe figures, but nonetheless, I keep my figures carded and they look very good hanging next to the Marvel Universe figures in my opinion. And I really like this line. I hope they come out with some more villains for the line, but as far as I know, I think maybe Carnage is the only other villain that I have not picked up from this line. I think they have made a Carnage in this line. If I am wrong, correct me. If I'm right, let me know. But let's get on to the two figures that I picked up recently to add to the villains in the Spider-Man Fiercest Foe line that I wanted to get. And they are two of the most prominent villains in Spider-Man. And first you have none other than Green Goblin, the dive bomber Green Goblin, aka Norman Osborn. That's his real name. As you can see here, it includes 3 Fiercest Foes battle cards, and you can play the battle card game. Down here you have a Spider-Man logo with a picture of the Green Goblin to the left. Good representation of what the Green Goblin looked like in the comic here, but I notice it is a lot different than the picture down here. He has more wrinkles and stuff in his face. And then you go up here and it just doesn't look the same. And they didn't even color in the mouth either. And my friend Budget Jedi is very good at doing stuff like that. So if he picked one of these up, he'd be very good at being able to touch that up in there. You can just take some touch-up paint and put some red or some light pink in there to make it represent he has it, because it's just green in there right now. So that is a complaint I see on the figure. But overall, you know that's the Green Goblin when you see him. He comes with his pumpkin bomb, his glider. He also has his little satchel or pack that he carries his pumpkin bombs in. As you know, the glider he rides on. He also has his patented gloves and his boots, and as you can see from the side, the pointed hood is on there. All iconic from the original Spider-Man comic books. As you can see, the Hasbro down here to the right. Spider-Man, by the way, one of my favorite characters in comic books, period. Really enjoy Spider-Man. Even the movies were great. Spider-Man, or Green Goblin for that matter, he appeared in Amazing Spider-Man issue number 14 in 1964 for the first time, just for a little bit of history on him. So I thought that was pretty cool to let everybody know. And also, if you've seen my last video, I said if I ever picked up a Green Goblin, or Gobby, as Stan Lee gave him his nickname, Gobby, I said I would show a comparison here next to the Hobgoblin, because Hobgoblin, here's the little story that I found out, that they they did away with the Green Goblin, and a lot of fans were sending in letters and mail to Marvel claiming, "Where's the Green Goblin at? We want the Green Goblin back." So they decided to create the Hobgoblin, which is based on the Green Goblin look. As you can see, they are very similar, other than he does not carry his satchel or whatever, and his pumpkin bomb here has a little bit of a green in the face, which I wish they could have added to the Green Goblin figure, though, as I wanted to point out too. But you can see he has the glider just like Green Goblin, the attire almost exact, and the whole story was that he found a old cave hideaway or something from the Green Goblin and studied up on the Green Goblin, and then became obsessed with becoming a caped villain himself, and patented an outfit after the Green Goblin and dubbed himself the Hobgoblin. So a cool comparison there. They are very similar, and that is because he was based upon Green Goblin because of the popularity of the Green Goblin. So a little story there for some people who may not know that. Some people probably do. Most comic book fans, I suggest, might know that. But Green Goblin. Now here we go to the back. It says the figure rides glider, as you can see. And up here it says Dive Bomber Green Goblin with suits for any mission. Spider-Man is ready to battle his fiercest foes no matter where they hide. So that is the whole gimmick behind so many Spider-Mans in this series, I guess. Down here you can see Venom and Spider-Man in a very cartoonish-like picture of them playing the battle card game, which suggests to me that they are aiming this towards kids. Down here they have the Marvel.com logo. Now you can see on some of these figures, and yeah, right here on the back of this Rhino, you can see it says MarvelKids.com, which I think they did a running change and changed it to aim it more towards kid collectors or children than adult collectors. But nonetheless, great figures. So I may be wrong on that, but I found that as a bit of an interesting detail that I noticed. Down here you see interlocking web tech accessories come with most figures. You can see Spider-Man there with like some sort of backpack, a scuba Spidey, the Venom that I have back there, and another version of Spidey here. A nice little silhouette here of Spider-Man and the webbing to the right, and I think that the illustration on the background here from the figure is kind of cool with the white, and it kind of looks comic bookish how they did that. So there you have it for the Green Goblin, and here is a close-up shot that I like to do, an up and down shot, and you can see they did a very good job on the paint application and detail on these figures. Other than the mouth on the face, that'd be my only complaint. But the side shot there, trying to give you a little bit of view from each side, as you can see in there. But very cool that I'm very happy that I got Green Goblin, since he is a prominent villain and always has been in Spider-Man. And then last but not least, or I hope not least, because I hope they do launch other villains in this line, but I picked up also the hardest one that I have been able to find. Now, the Green Goblin was hard to find, but since I found that Green Goblin figure, I have seen 2 or 3 more since then, so he's not as rare as I expected he was at first, because it was so hard to find him. But this guy, I've seen one of him, and I've never seen another, so if you see him, pick him up. It's none other than Mass Attack Doc Ock, or Dr. Octopus. Doc Ock is the nickname. Stan Lee was big on giving nicknames, like he gave Green Goblin Gobby, he gave Dr. Octopus Doc Ock, he gave Spider-Man Spidey. You know, just funny little nicknames and that he liked to do with his characters. Not actually funny, but, you know, something that he liked to do. As you can see here, Doc Ock comes with this tentacled harness and the tentacles that connect on. I have seen another version of this where he has some sort of armor and his tentacles are orange, and I do not like that version as much, because this is more true to the comic book. You can see down here a very good illustration of Doc Ock, and you can see they even got the hair down. His hair did not go all the way around his head, as I have seen on some figures made of Doc Ock. And And as you can see, they portray that. The colors exactly the same to what he looks like there. They did a very good job. Now the harness could have been made a little better. As you can see here, he has a different sort of front than the figure does here on this harness, and that could have been changed in my opinion to be more like the actual harness that he's wearing down here. I don't understand. It's almost like they got it upside down in the middle. But nonetheless, very awesome to have a likeness of Doc Ock. I've seen a Marvel Select figure, I think, of Doc Ock. Very nice. You can see the side here. You can see more shots of the tentacle that attached to the harness. He actually controlled these tentacles telepathically after a while. He was misdiagnosed with brain damage after an initial accident that fused this harness to his body. But they were wrong, and he was actually telepathically able to control these tentacles like they were just part of his body. He didn't even have to think about it. So there's a very cool tidbit on him. Down here it says Spider-Man. It's got the Fiercest Foes battle cards, 3 of them. Ages 4+ to the top, Spider-Man illustration to the left, which I really like. Going to the back, you see he has a Snap-on Mass Attack backpack. So you can see all the tentacles and everything coming around. And I noticed that, look at the front here of his chest, and then look at this. I mean, unless it changes or something, or there's something else I don't see. They totally got the figure wrong on the back to what it looks like on the front. As far as the harness goes in the front of his body. See, he actually has this emblem, which I thought they should have added right here, and he does not have it on the actual figure. So strange there, which might tick a few people off that try to get him. You can see a flying Spider-Man. I'm thinking that may be Carnage, but I don't know. There's like a Warrior Spider-Man, probably a variation of a Spider-Man. And then there's the Rhino that I have. You see each sold separately. It says the same things. It has all your warnings and labels. You have collect all 72 cards I didn't mention, subject to availability. You have Venom and Spidey playing the game again. Here you have Mass Attack Doc Ock, it says, and it says the same exact thing that all the other figures do. They all say, with suits for any mission, Spider-Man is ready to battle his fiercest foes no matter where they hide. Another illustration, a different type illustration of Spider-Man here. Actually, that may be, I don't know who that is. Is that Spider-Man? He looks a little buffed up. It may be Venom. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But very cool. Glad to get a hold of old Doc Ock. He is very hard to find. I've seen one of them, and I haven't seen one since. So if you see this guy, pick him up. There are different variations, but I feel the Mass Attack version is the closest to his comic book appearance. Although they didn't put the emblem on the front of him, and that's kind of a complaint there. So they did slack off on some detail on these figures. And as you can see, the paint app on his face is, I mean, the glasses, I mean, they're alright. They could have done better on this guy's head sculpt, now that I'm looking at it too. But overall, great. So there's the Mass Attack Doc Ock and the Dive Bomber Green Goblin. And I'm going to put them alongside the rest of my Spider-Man figures and give everybody a full view of all my figures as I like to do. You have the Green Goblin, Toxic Blast Venom, Superposable Spider-Man, Aerosol Hobgoblin, Power Charge Rhino, and Mass Attack Doc Ock. So very cool. They look cool in the packaging hanging next to the Marvel Universe figures. They are aimed more towards children. But if you're a collector like me and you like Spider-Man like me, I'd suggest picking them up and giving them a try. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching, as always, and make sure to click the subscribe button if you like what you see, rate, comment, give me some feedback on what you think about these figures. And as always, peace out.